I'm very good and very good. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Hello.
Yeah, hello, sir. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you?
Yes, I'm good. Thank you for having here in the same session. So just wait 1 or 2 more minutes actually. We need to connect in finance, this meet link actually. Thank you so once again for having here.
Yeah, yeah. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Looking forward to it.
Okay, yeah, for sure. So no worry, I think we have 4 minutes. Just give me 2 minutes more.
No problem. I'm here. I'm waiting. Just go ahead.
Okay, I think we can kick off our conversation. Thank you, by the way, for having here. So I'd like to thank you all of our committee members for having in Crypto Well community and also the Milk Global actually. And also today we learn more about their plan and program and everything. So first of all, I'd like to invite our honorable speaker, Hendrik. So could you please just introduce yourself first, like how do you connect this project, and could you share a bit about your experiences in the crypto industry?
Okay, so my name is Hendrik. I'm from Munich, Germany, and I'm the founder and the CEO of the MILC platform. MILC stands for Media Industry Licensing Content. And actually, my former life was as a TV producer. So this is what I did all of my life. I was running a couple of TV shows here in Europe. I opened up my own TV station at a certain point. So we're running a TV station here in Germany and one in Switzerland. But it was something around 2016 when it came quite obvious to me that some new technologies will really, really somehow interact with our old TV media business. And of course, we started pretty early to integrate blockchain technology into our processes. We invented a licensing platform that makes it easier for us in the professional business to trade those valuable licenses. And as we all know, blockchain technology is really perfect for that. And after that, we developed our own token because if you are dealing with blockchain at a certain point, you need to have a token. So the MLT was born. That went live in 2020 after we did one first approach already in 2018. Everybody remembers 2018 was a bad crypto winter when the Bitcoin firstly dropped from 20,000 to 3. So it wasn't really a good start for us. So we did it again in 2020. That was really successful. And then we were thinking about, okay, how can we express ourselves? Actually, it's all about new platforms and how can we do that? And suddenly we came in contact with the technology called by that time OpenWebGL. And OpenWebGL transformed into the name Metaverse. After a while, Mark Zuckerberg called it Metaverse, but we were already developing that kind of platform. So our Metaverse platform went first live already in November 21. Mm. Then we changed things and we redesigned things, but it's live and operative since then. And that's the Metaverse platform. And at a certain point, we realized, okay, we cannot do something only for television. We have to invent actually a collaborative marketplace for all media, whether it's publishing, music, gaming, art, of course, film and TV. This is where we are from. And we went out with the offer to the industry, a little bit like, okay, everything is going to move in the third dimension anyway. It's unstoppable. It's going to take some time, but the internet becomes 3D no matter what. And it's maybe better to collaborate somehow instead of everybody does his own platform. And that was our approach, and that worked really well, or it's still working really well. We all know metaverse development takes some time. It's not really there yet. A lot of stuff is happening in the background, but we are pretty happy that we are one of the few content metaverse platforms are on the market, and that we can rely on a long background coming out of the industry and transforming the industry and not coming from outside an industry that we don't know. And that's maybe a little bit our advantage. And that's why I'm pretty happy. It's a lot of work, a lot of development work. Things are really slow once in a while, too slow for us. But yeah, we're kind of constructively stubborn and we keep on going. And that is going to be the word in any case.
Okay, yeah, thank you. So happy to know about yourself and your idea actually. So yeah, people they have their website. You'll find they had like have their white paper. Also, you can read out their documentation and everything. So thank you actually. So if I talk more about actually like what kind of like could you share a bit about like what are the standout features of your MILC Global that makes it unique than other virtual real world space actually? Like how do you different than other metaverse?
Yeah. First of all, we made the technical decision to send our metaverse platform through the browser. And that's really hard to do because there's only a small tunnel where you have to push all data through. And that has an impact on the 3D quality. As we are former TV film guys, we know how photorealism in 3D looks like, but it's impossible to get it through the browser. Why are we going that path? We think that metaverse platforms should be available at a certain point from anywhere in the world through any device. Yeah. And if you don't choose that way, it might not be accessible for everyone. But that means data compression, data compression, data compression, data compression. So if you go to the MILC platform, I think the graphic is okay. I think we are on a high level compared to others. But the actually development is that the data that goes through the browser is something below 200 megabyte. And this is the back end development where it really, really, really makes the difference. A little bit like back then when the first movies went onto your PC and you had a stamp like big little image on your PC and everybody was, wow, I see a video. Yeah. And then data compression took place, codecs and so on, MPEG, whatever, yeah, in order to make it bigger, bigger, bigger into 4K. And this is what we have to develop exactly the same. There's no reference to how to do that, but this is what we have to develop. And this is, out of my perspective, where I think my team is on the forefront of development when it comes to that, in order to make these graphics that are okay. I would call them okay. I'm not satisfied yet as a user, yeah, but we think that we will be quite fast in making those graphics better and better and better and better. That's the technical part. For the users, I said, okay, content is the most important thing on the web. There's nothing more important than content distribution and sharing content, consuming content. This is what we all do in the internet. So it's quite good if we establish ourselves as the content marketplace or content place in the metaverse, where suddenly professionals like we can meet you guys, we can interact. What we can't do right now, if I do a TV show, I cannot interact with you directly. Suddenly that is possible, where you can talk to actors, to writers, to musicians, and suddenly the whole thing in that new 3D space is, out of my perspective, getting onto the point where we're talking about a completely new experience. I do not know exactly how that experience will be, but I feel that it's going to be quite cool, and we should be definitely on the starting line of transforming things into that. Yeah. And I think, yeah, yeah, we did well so far, I guess.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Thank you once again. So yeah, people, if you want to like explore the Milk Metaverse, just go to their social, that is milk.milc.global slash, and you can check this out actually. And also I think you'll find in our crypto well community, then like I can see they have the 3D life environments, and they have the virtual reality, they're integrated with the artificial intelligence, so you can just be part of them. Actually, you can explore their whole idea. Definitely just go do it. Thank you once again for answering my question. So then if I talk more about like okay, so let's talk about like how does actually like your projects encourage users engagement, foster a sense of community within the virtual worlds.
Actually, that's a good question. Actually, after being more in the development mode over the last 3 years, as I mentioned, it's quite complicated. Actually, we were not aware that it's so complicated. Yeah? Just to give you a thing, even to transport a video through an interactive 3D space, it sounds pretty easy to do, but it isn't. If you use the internet and so on and so that was quite amazing for us, how much developed time it costs for us to achieve things that we're used to. But that is more or less done. And now we are really concentrating on what is happening for the users. As we all know, there are a lot of metaverse platforms out there, but once in a while, as a user, you do not know what to do there, except running around and talking to someone who maybe not want to talk to with. Yeah. So now it's the year where we have started to think about, okay, if I'm a standard user, what makes me somehow motivated to go to a metaverse? and this is what is about to come. So we just open up a racetrack, so you can do car racing in the metaverse. So that reflects a little bit the gamification side of everything. We are working on, we already did a couple of film festivals. Actually, we did the first one in the metaverse ever already last year in March, and it has generated quite a huge attention in the industry. So we keep on going with that. We try to think about, okay, what kind of incentives, what kind of things can we do? One thing we're now about to start is that we decided through a certain partnership that we make the MILC City become the first smart, sustainable city in the metaverse. Actually, what that means is that we incorporate a complete energy system into that city, plus technologies that are going to be presented to the users, who reflects the energy transformation process the way it has to be done over the next decades. And so that whole thing becomes kind of a marketplace, a trade fair for cool technologies that you will somehow experience sooner or later in your everyday life anyway. But of course, we try to connect the user with those hardware components, and try to get them somehow into the idea of how we can save energy, how are we going to deal with waste, what are we going to do with that. So there will be a lot of kind of incentives quite soon, where we just invite users to just play with us, but learn with us as well. And many, many more. We have, I don't know, 10 or 20 projects in our pipeline that are about to come. As I said, each project takes some time. We're not a huge company, so my developers are sweating blood and tears every day, and so they have to do everything in a row. Yeah, but doesn't matter. We're going to deploy this and then the next one and the next one, but it's pretty much user driven. We're now focusing not that much on the back end anymore, more on the front end. Okay, what can the metaverse in general provide you as a user with, as something you would be willing to incorporate in your everyday life? But that's the answer the whole industry has to come up with.
Okay, yeah, got it. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the clarification, actually. So yeah, people, you can invite your friends and family to be part of this metaverse, actually. And there is another questions like, if I'm a user or anyone, like, are there any opportunities for the users to monetize their activities or creations within your the MILC metaverse, actually? If so, how does this system work, actually? I just want to know, like, if I want to monetize my song, or I can say my art. How can I do, actually?
Yeah, of course, this is what it's all about, because even though I said uh, the professional industry, media industry is invited to do something, that means at the same time that you are, as a creative, invited as well. And this is actually what the platform does. We are providing you with those tools you need. For example, if you want to sell a piece of art through an NFT, there's an NFT marketplace, there's an art gallery. Just go there, exhibit your art. It doesn't cost anything. Just go for it and tell the people what you would like to have, in terms of money. If you are earning money, there's a completely incorporated shop system that makes it easy for you, so that you don't have to wrap your head around clearing, billing, and receiving the credit card numbers and getting the money on your account. Those are the tools that are running in the background for you. But there are also presentation opportunities. If you want to present something, get in contact with us. Tell us what you want to do. We find room and space and give you a space in order to do something. We are emphasizing everyone to come up with an idea and just do something. It shouldn't be only us who are presenting something. It should be more you. Yeah. And the difference is actually with the MILC Metaverse compared to others, we don't sell that. We always say we don't sell land, we don't sell properties, we don't sell buildings. The only thing we sell, and this is where our money comes from, is advertising. So, but that is okay. Yeah. If somebody want to interact with you through advertising, he should at least pay for that. But if you want to do something from which you think it's cool and I can do it in the third dimension, we might have many tools already in place that can be used by you. And yeah, all we need to know is what's the idea. Yeah. For example, we just recently had a guy, if you go to the art gallery, you see the castle of Neuschwanstein, this famous Disney castle, which is in Bavaria, in Germany, right? And there's one guy who made that out of a huge rock over years. Yeah, so it's like 3 meters high, 4 meters wide, and he did that over years, and it's really amazing. And he was sitting with that rock, and he asked him whether he can put that into the metaverse. So we put it in, and he plays all his videos over his the work he has done. Now he tries to sell it to someone. I always said, okay, it's pretty hard to put that in your home, but maybe somebody is willing to get that. Yeah, but he didn't pay for that. We just bought it in, and this is actually what you can do. We're now about to open up our music island. There are some presentation opportunities as well. So if you want to sing a song, go ahead. Yeah, do it. Yeah, promote yourself. You know, if you want to do or promote your movie, you have done a movie. Come by. Yeah, pass it over. We put it somewhere on the screens. If you do podcasts, put it in. Yeah. Actually, what we say is whatever we do, as long as it's somehow good for the user, if it makes sense for the user, it's good for us as well. Where it comes from, whether it's professional or semi-professional or non-professional, it should have a certain quality, of course. But yeah, you can do whatever you want. Be
Okay.
creative.
And also, like Hendrik, how can I communicate each other actually? If like I'm a fan of any kind of writer or any I can say singer. So how can I communicate with them, or how can you communicate each other actually?
Yeah, there are two ways. This is what is now coming. There's 3D spaces. So if you go to the music island, you might discover fan rooms of artists. Yeah, so they can open their personal fan room. So there's an opportunity to interact with them through that. Once in a while, an artist make the decision. I just hang around in the hangout area, and I'm open to talk with someone. Yeah, there are many opportunities, but of course there is that kind of 2D community as well. In parallel to that, it's a text community, a little bit like Telegram or whatever. Yeah, where you can join, let's say, groups and try to interact with whoever is willing to interact with you. Of course, the one who you would like to interact with should be ready to interact with you. We cannot force him, but and of course, there are many opportunities to interact among each others. Um, it's something that where we have to work on a little bit. That is the multiplayer functionality, because we have something special in our mind, and that gives you the opportunity to find friends who share the same interest. For example, especially if you go to the music place. And you're looking for music, but you do not know where to find. You might find some friends who share the same interest, to have the same taste, so you can gather together and build your own community. And then we have AI assistants. If you come to the metaverse, you can firstly talk to that AI agent and just tell them, okay, I love table tennis. Is there somebody here who loves table tennis as well? And then he guides you to the group where they play table tennis, and they might introduce you. Hey, that's so and so, and he loves table tennis. So what we try to do is not leave the people alone. Like today in social media, everyone is more or less alone. You have to do something, and maybe somebody's watching, or maybe someone likes you, but yeah, the platform not really bringing you together. Yeah, and we see that as a big advantage in the Web3 world. More thinking about how could the people meet. The platform should be responsible that people are really coming together, that they're doing something together, just compared to just lay back and do some marketing with you, because yeah, you have no other choice than go to TikTok or Instagram. Yeah, I think that's a little bit the change, and we can use AI for that. Yeah, so when you have those agents and they understand what you're looking for, they can assist you and they can guide you to the right places, and hopefully those are the right places you like, and maybe from there on you start your own journey.
Okay, thank you for the clarification. So I think it's very easy. Like if you want to communicate guys each other or your favorite person, you can do definitely. So Henrik, like suppose I'm new in the metaverse. Like I have just a bit knowledge about this. So if I join your community, so do you have any kind of tutorial videos or any guidance for me actually like how to access your metaverse and also how to use it?
Yeah, actually, it's fairly easy. You just go to the milc.global, and then there's a button, join the metaverse, and then you join the metaverse, and then you're in. Yeah, and then you can explore things. There's a map that tells you, okay, this is here, this is there. To be honest, whatever I'm talking about is not there in the fully functional version yet. Yeah, this is the front end work we are doing right now. So basically, what you can experience now is the art gallery, for example. Go to the art gallery. There's some artists already. Um, there are some buildings that are already open where you can go in and so on and so on. But you see, we have once in a while under construction signs everywhere. That basically means that we're working on the content that is supposed to come into the buildings as soon as it's ready. Yeah, but over the time, there will be more and more interesting functionalities. Mm, Not like in other metaverse where you just have a building of a bank. Then you go to the building of a bank. What do you want to do in the building of a bank? There's no functionality. It's more or less commercial driven. That's why we are take a little bit more time, because whenever we work together with the partner, it's always about what is the meaning? What do you want to express? What is the experience of the user? And if there isn't any, then it doesn't make sense to join our metaverse. As soon as somebody said, I want to do this, and it could be really interesting to do that, then we start the development process together with him and try to promote that to the community. Yeah. So, but as I said, this is, yeah, we have more or less new deployments every month. Yeah. So there's always one work in the background, and then we deploy something. So just recently, the racetrack was deployed. There are a couple of other things that are going to be deployed. So just come by and see what's going to happen. But you can all the time join the community, mm, and come up with ideas and suggestions. Communicate with us. Yeah, we are always there and happy if somebody gives us advices and suggestions and come up with ideas. So that's basically right now the situation where the community really is invited to work on the project. It's not finished. It's operative, it's live, but it's not finished. It's going to take some time. It's like a theme park. Yeah. Like Disney World was announced in Europe, for example, was announced 10 years prior it opened. Yeah. And everybody was waiting for Disney World. Everybody was waiting. Okay, it was knew it's about to come. So it's the same. Yeah. The only difference is it doesn't take us 10 years. It takes us maybe another year in order to really say, okay, now it's a theme park. The roller coaster is there, the stadium is there, the theater is there. Actually, we have a theater already.
Okay, yeah, thank you, sir. Got it. So yeah, people, like if you feel like any problems or anything else, like any queries, if you have, you can ask to their social, like to the Telegram or Twitter. They will answer your question. They'll solve your question definitely. So you can go to guys the make like the milk.global. Then I think you will be able to see these options like join our metaverse. So you can do this actually.
Yeah,
So
and actually, there's a
yeah.
reason you should do that actually, because as I mentioned, there's a transformation of the interpretation of what social media is in Web3. And I always said right now, even from the commercial point of view, there should be a shift. We said from the beginning on, what is the situation? You join Facebook, Instagram, whatever, yeah, and there is a lot of marketing that is going on, but you are not really able to participate. Yeah. Um, we said that has to be, so basically you are a digital product as a human on existing social media platforms. Um, we said in the Web3 world, you have to be treated as a digital personality, as a business partner. So we said as a compliance from the beginning on, as soon as the infrastructure does standard commercial income, it is always be shared 50% with the community, because we cannot do advertising if we don't have enough community. Yeah. If we have enough community, they are responsible that there is advertising income. So we definitely have to share it with you guys. Yeah. And this is one reason why the token is there, because I cannot do that in dollar or euro or whatever. It's impossible. So we need to use the token for that. So what the platform does every time, as soon as income comes in, it takes the 50%, goes to the token market, buys the token, and give it to the community. Yeah, and then they are free to do whatever they want. Yeah, and that could be an interesting kind of circulation, because after a while, we hope that everyone doesn't feel as a user anymore. He should feel as a business partner. Yeah, it's whatever I do, I'm benefiting from whatever is happening directly, and not only if I provide great content, if I do this, if I do that. Just as you are there, it's already enough. Yeah. So, but we do not have enough community right now. We need more. Yeah. So the more people subscribe, the easier for us is to have access to advertising money. Of course, if the community is still small, then it's not that interesting for advertisers. The bigger it becomes, the more attractive it gets, and then the circulation could at a certain point start.
Okay, yeah, got it. And also, like, I can see you have your native token. So could you share a bit about your token? Like, how can people access this token in your ecosystem? Can they access your metaverse, or like how can they buy? Like, could you share everything about your token and token utilities?
Yeah, the token is actually has several utilities. There's a professional layer when it comes, for example, to licensing trading. Yeah, a film from the US is going to be purchased in Europe through the negotiation. Dollar versus euros goes up and down and up and down, and you can use that. And then even the transfer. Yeah, transfer money to the US is really hard. Yeah, it's hardly possible to China. Yeah. So we said we need to have that kind of token that can be used as an intermediary tool. Yeah, can be transact fast, and then it can be exchanged. As we said, what we try to emphasize on the platform is, we call it small business. This is what you mentioned before. How can I do something? How can I do business? Yeah, and of course it works as the interchange payment medium in the platform. Can use it for that. Um, We use it for incentives. We use it for reward programs. If you want to ask you, as I said, with the energy project, we want to ask you to save energy this day when you're in the metaverse. Do something that saves energy, and you do it, then we use the token to give it to you as a reward. Yeah. And yeah, many other stuff. It's basically the currency that is matched to whatever is happening in the metaverse. Of course, you can connect your wallet with the platform if you want. Mm, and yeah, that's it. And the
Okay.
token itself is on several exchanges. It's on Gate.io, it's on Maxi, it's on Pancake, on Uniswap. So it's purchasable. And it's cheap right now. The market is really low.
Yes, definitely, definitely. Thank you. So I'd like to say people purchase their token if possible. And like as he mentioned, like in exchanges, MEX and others. So you can do this just so yeah, thank you, Hendrik, for explaining. And let's talk about some of your partnership. Like are there any notable partnerships or any collaborations that supporting the growth of your expansion, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. So we just recently did a cooperation with a project called the Iron Power Grid. That's the electricity thing, and the Iron Power Grid is actually a group of engineers and market professionals coming out of the energy industry. And the idea is to come up with a concept for a decentralized energy market. And we brought in the idea to do that through a tokenized infrastructure. And they fell in love with the idea to tokenize that. Behind that community are many big players, energy producers, infrastructure companies, and so on and so on. And they're all heard about the things you can do in the metaverse for the first time. Yeah. And then they fell in love with the opportunities they have in order to try to promote whatever they do, interact with the people. So that's a strategically very important partnership. We did a partnership with a company in Korea, Jachi, which is a big media company. Um, and as we all know, Korea is a very strong and powerful media market. A lot of impact comes out of South Korea these days. They don't have a metaverse. We don't have access to the South Korean market, so it makes absolutely sense to share that as well. Then I mentioned the cooperation with that race game company. Mm, it's very interesting as well because they are releasing their new game somewhere in October. It's based on Unreal Engine 5, like we do as well. It's a blockchain game, and with that cooperation, we are already talking with some of those big racing tournament uh, infrastructures. I cannot talk about that yet, but there are some pretty cool announcements and partnerships regarding that as well. We are close to the end, finalizing something that could have a deep impact on the media industry. There is a corporation about to come with the idea to generate the first global virtual studio in the metaverse. That would be a very powerful thing for us as well, because that basically means that you're not producing your film in Hollywood or in India or in Germany or wherever. Yeah, you have a collaborative place which is called the big virtual studio, which is a theme park in itself. It's of course open for the users as well. Yeah, but here's the building for the graphic designers. Here's the building for the writers. There's the building for the actors. There's the building for the whoever. Yeah, so that and the idea is that they can meet each other and generate those new production for media whether it's TV shows or movies or whatever, in that virtual space. You know? So that's a cooperation that's very interesting for us. There are some publishing cooperation that are in preparation. Unfortunately, I always can talk about those things when we have published it by ourselves, but a lot of stuff is going on. As I said,
Okay.
out of the development phase and getting into the productive phase, that's really cool because development took us very long. And it's fun on the one hand, but everyone gets nervous. Everyone wants to get it out and make it operational and invite other peoples in and see, make everyone see what you can do on that marketplace.
Okay, yeah. Wish you good luck for the future and also your partners. Definitely just keep building for the future. So like, may I know actually, like, who are the target audience for your the MILC Global actually, and also how does the platform cater the different types of user, like the gamers, creators, or businesses?
Yeah, actually, as always, it's a pretty wide target group. Actually, what we have experienced is that the metaverse target group is not that young, actually. Yeah, most of the time it's already in his 30s, and especially in that stage, because at that point it's more a little bit more B2B, a little bit more techy, a little bit more business orientated. It's all about projection. How does that will transform into the future? At a certain point, it becomes more public available, more public, more interesting for the society. And then we say it's from young to old. Of course, younger people are not allowed to sit on their PC that long, and they shouldn't sit that long. So basically, it's like we always say, it's just, let's say 14 to 80. Yeah. But for example, one thing we are working on right now, I can talk about that because anyone can do that as long as you have a metaverse platform, is a zoo. You want to have a zoo. Yeah. And because we don't like those caged animals in zoos, yeah, but to have a virtual zoo means a completely different experience when it comes to animals. Yeah, you're talking about 180 degrees camera shots. You're doing a virtual safari with your glasses on. You can click on the elephant and go into the inside. And AI agents are always helping you to inform you what's going on. Yeah, you can go into the microscopic world, into the macroscopic world. You can go deep sea. You can go into the dinosaurs' time, and so on and so on. So actually, our vision is that one day you just get into the zoo with your family. Yeah, father, mother, two kids, put your glasses on, and you're going to have 1.5 hour or 2 hours, really, really an interesting time. Yeah. And as we all know, the digital space is endless. So if we just start with a lion today and an elephant tomorrow, we won't finish the whole zoo in our lifetime. It will never end. Yeah. Because you can talk about hours about ants or fleas or whatever. Yeah. So, and this is out of my perspective, and I'm a content guy. I always think in stories. Technology is something that you have to achieve, but in the end, it's all about stories. But you can imagine how that could look like, and how much fun that could be if you had that virtual zoo, and it might be even more interesting than the real zoo. Because most of the time there's an elephant, and the sign on the cage says "Elephant, Africa." That's all the information you get most of the time. Yeah. So it's not really educative out of my perspective, it's only sad. So that is one experience. But as I said, yeah, concerts. Yeah, you might discover concerts in a completely different way if you see the guy who plays the guitar solo and you're only 5 centimeters away. Yeah. And everyone at the same time. And if he goes up 100 meter, in that virtual space, everyone goes up as well. So you integrate roller coaster ride into a concert experience. So that's why I'm so enthusiastic about that future, because I definitely know that it will uh, add onto our reality something we just cannot imagine in terms of how we will adapt that at a certain point. It's better than Disney World. It's better than any theme park that exists. Um, it's more fun. It's more educative. Even in your workspace, it's getting more and more interesting. Yeah, it's more interactive. It's more community driven. So yeah, that's why it's an unstoppable movement, and we are
Okay.
forced.
Yes, definitely, definitely. Thank you, sir. Just do this kind of work, like as you mentioned, like you are targeting so many audiences and so far. So just keep building. I think this is going to be a great metaverse for the people like wants to play this kind of virtual game or the virtual travel. You can just visit this actually. So let's talk about some security. So what measures can place are in place to ensure the user's privacy and the security within your virtual environment?
Yeah, good question. Actually, I always said that the metaverse world has the opportunity to become a much safer place than the internet is right now. Actually, if you are honest, the internet is a dark place. You don't have to darkness, darknet. It's a place where a lot of scamming take place. A lot of things that we don't like are possible because people are uncontrollable. On the Metaverse platform, mm, the user more or less, or the motor that drives the user management is going to be AI. Um, So if the platform realizes that somebody is willing to do something with someone that's criminal, that's illegal, or whatever, we don't have to call the police. We just kick him out and he's not able to come back. So that's an advantage. On the other hand, we're working on our own AI system that basically means, and actually it's happening already. It doesn't take that long. At a certain point, each user has to be under control of his personal, very, very personal AI. And no platform, whether it's ours or any platform, should be allowed to have access to those valuable data that you're carrying around with you through the net, through the metaverse. Technically, it's possible. Today, it's not, as you do not know who's interacting with your data. In the future, it will be possible. If you are under control of your own data, you are under control of anything that is related to your data. So basically, what it means, if you want to, if an advertiser wants to interact with you, then he has to ask whether he is allowed to do so, or maybe he has to pay you yeah, for your data. Yeah. So this is what we are working on, and with that, of course, comes along total data protection. Even we do not know who you are, uh, as long as you don't do anything that is against the platform rules and laws. This is what we would spot. um, But whoever you are, it's completely up to you. And yeah, actually, I think we shouldn't know. In the future, data is becoming so important for everyone that no commercial platform should know who you are. And even no government should know, should accept the things they need to know.
Okay, yeah, thank you, sir. So I think like they're 100% secure in manner, no worry. So here's the last question from mine, and also after that, I can say people, if you have any more questions and query, you can go to their social and ask there, no worry. So, sir, what is your future development plan after that? Like for the 2025 and also within just 1 or 2 months, could you share about your future development plan?
The plans of the near future, or the long term plans.
You can say the both. The first of all, the nearest future, then the long term.
The plans, as I said, there are a couple of things that are going on that are should be incorporated this year. Several projects. We want to make sure that the users realize that more and more activities are happening, and it's getting more and more interesting to visit us once in a while. That's one thing. In the long run, we want to become, yeah, actually, we want to become the number one content marketplace in the metaverse. And I think it's possible because it's not only us, it's the community of professional content providers and producers that we are addressing that will make sure that this is going to be a very, very important place to go when you want to interact with content. Yeah, so it's that kind of collaborative vision we have, that basically means we share strength with other strong media representatives and partners and so on and so on. So, and of course, number two is not good enough for us. We want to be number one because right now, I guess, in that concept of existing and operative metaverse platforms, we are the only one that has a clear focus on what it should be at a certain point, and we have a clear content vision, and we have a little slightly advantage that anyone who was working with us is a member of the industry already. Everyone used to work in that industry forever. um, so we really know what we're talking about. We do not exactly know how the transformation will be. There will be a lot of experiments, but that's the fun part. But what we do know is that there is a uh, uh, there's going to be a new version of media, whether it's music, television, art, and so on, that is about to come very soon. Yeah, our kids, your kids, or even younger people won't will not watch television the way we did it. They they will consume media in a completely different way, and this is what is formulating right now.
Okay, sir. Got it. Thank you. I think we covered everything actually about your plan, program, security, token utilities. Apart from these, actually, before wrapping this session, do you have anything else that you want to share with us? Like any important news that you think people need to know actually?
No, actually, I went through more or less everything.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, sir. Yeah, yeah. So I would like to say, like any suggestion do you have for our community? Any suggestion?
My suggestion to the community is, just have a close look on whatever comes out of the Web3 world. Um, um, it's a, game changing time right now. It's not, doesn't happen that often. Um, and I strongly recommend to everyone, just inform yourself, be updated, have a look at what is happening with blockchain, with metaverse, AI, and all those components, because they will have an influence on your life for sure. And the better you are informed now, the better you can adapt and play with all those fancy tools that are out there.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Thank you. So, guys, do your own research and keep engaged with them and learn more. And thank you, sir, for your beautiful time and like you did very well, definitely. Nohi, I really appreciate that. And but I would like to say, guys, join their community and learn more and be part of this metaverse, actually. So, thank you, sir, once again for your time. Wish you good luck for the future.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.